And it was done in one of the days, when he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel. The princes of priests and scribes came together with the elder men, and they said to him, Say to us, in what power thou doest these things? Or who is he that gave to thee this power? And Jesus answered and said to them, And I shall ask you one word. Answer ye to me. Was the baptism of John of heaven or of men? And they thought within themselves, saying, For if we say of heaven, he shall say, Why then believe ye not to him? And if we say of men, all the people shall stone us, for they be certain that John is a prophet. And they answered that they knew not of whence it was. And Jesus said to them, Neither I say to you, in what power I do these things. And he began to say to the people this parable. A man planted a vineyard, and hired it to tillers, and he was gone in pilgrimage long time. And in the time of gathering of grapes, he sent a servant to the tillers, that they should give to him of the fruit of the vineyard, which beat him and let him go void. And he thought yet to send another servant, and they beat this, and tormented him sore, and let him go void. And he thought yet to send a third, and him also they wounded and casted him out. And the Lord of the vineyard said, What shall I do? I shall send my dear worthy son. Peradventure, when they see him, they shall dread. And when the tillers saw him, they thought within themselves and said, This is the heir. Slay we him, that the heritage be ours. And they casted him out of the vineyard and killed him. What shall then the Lord of the vineyard do to them? He shall come and destroy those tillers and give the vineyard to others. And when this thing was heard, they said to him, God forbid. But he beheld them and said, What then is this that is written? The stone which men building reproved, this is made into the head of the corner. Each that shall fall on that stone shall be bruised, but on whom it shall fall, it shall all break him. And the princes of priests and scribes sought to lay on him hands in that hour, and they dreaded the people, for they knew that to them he said this likeness. And they espied and sent spies that feigned them just, that they should take him in word, and betake him to the power of the prince, and to the power of the justice. And they asked him and said, Master, we know that rightly thou sayest and teachest, and thou takest not the person of man, but thou teachest in truth the way of God. It is leaveful to us to give tribute to the emperor, or nay? And he beheld the deceit of them, and said to them, What tempt ye me? Show ye to me a penny. Whose image and superscription hath it? They answered and said to him, The emperor's. And he said to them, Yield ye therefore to the emperor those things that be the emperor's, and those things that be of God to God. And they might not reprove his word before the people, and they wondered in his answer, and held peace. Some of the Sadducees that denied the again rising from death to life came and asked him, and said, Master, Moses wrote to us, If the brother of any man have a wife, and he be dead, and he was without heirs, that his brother take his wife, and raise seed to his brother. And so there were 7 brethren. The first took a wife, and is dead without heirs. And the brother pursuing took her, and he is dead without son. And the third took her, and also in all 7, and they left not seed, but be dead. And the last of all, the woman is dead. Therefore in the rising again, whose wife of them shall she be? For 7 had her to wife. And Jesus said to them, Sons of this world, wed and be given to weddings. But they that shall be had worthy of the world, and of the rising again from death, neither be wedded, nor wed wives, neither they shall be able to die more. For they be even with angels, and be the sons of God, since they be the sons of rising again from death. And that dead men rise again, also Moses showed beside the bush, as he saith, The Lord God of Abraham, and God of Isaac, and God of Jacob. And God is not of dead men, but of living men, for all men live to him. And some of the scribes answering said, Master, thou hast well said. And they durst no more ask him anything. But he said to them, How say men Christ to be the son of David? And David himself saith in the book of Psalms, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit thou on my right half, till I put thine enemies a stool of thy feet. Therefore David calleth him Lord, and how is he his son? And in hearing of all the people, he said to his disciples, Be ye ware of the scribes that will wander in stoles, and love salutations in the chapping, and the first chairs in the synagogues, and the first sitting places in feast, that devour the houses of widows, and feign long praying. These shall take the more damnation.